Yo, what up guys, OPTCG Daniel here, back at again with a deck profile video. So today we're gonna do the best deck in the format. It is none other than Sakazuki, of course. Activate main once per turn. You may trash one card from your hand, draw one card, so you have free recycle. And then when attacking, give up to one of your opponent's characters -1 cost during this turn. So yeah, you got free draw power and basically free when attacking or do something, so you don't need any Dawn attached. So you can just use your Dawn for your combos. But yeah, best deck in the format, top 4 in the Championship Europe, were all 4 times Sakazuki. And of course Fabian won it, so I don't know if this profile is on the right timing, because that's obviously the best deck. But if you still want to play something else, now you can definitely play this list. This is totally different than the list you have seen, I think. But yeah, for our 1 costs, we of course play 4 times Suru. So Suru is just your 2k counter, but also searchable and on play. Give up to one of your opponent's characters -2 cost during this turn. So if you need to reduce something for cheap, you can play this. And yeah, if not, 2k counter. Then we go into the 1 costs, or we're still at the 1 costs. We do play 2 times Mancherry. So Mancherry is here because Mancherry is just broken. If you don't get rid of this while it's rested, then you just lose the game instantly. But yeah, this can cycle almost all of your cards, especially the Rebecca, which you need. Activate main, rest 1 Dawn. So if you want to play it and use its effect directly, you have to use 2 Dawns. Yeah, you may rest this character, place 2 cards from your trash at the bottom of your deck in any order. Add up to 1 character, black character, with a cost of 3 to 5 from your trash to your hand. Rebecca's 4. So you can add Rebecca from trash, play Rebecca. If you have like 6 Dawns or something, you can get the Hina. But if you are at 10 Dawns, you play this, you use 2 Dawns, you get the Rebecca, you get the Hina, and then you have 4 Dawns left, so you can play the Lucci to pop something. But this will just recycle all the cards in your grave almost. And Rebecca can ult them all back. If else, you can just play it, get the Sabo back or something. You have a lot of targets. Then for our 2 cost, we play of course 4 times a brand new. So brand new you want to see in your opening hand, because it's our searcher and it also makes Lucci live. It's a 2 cost, 1000 counter, on play. Look at 3 cards from the top of your deck, add up to 1 navy card other than brand new, and then trash the rest. So yeah, just trash 2, get 1 card, pitch a card for counter or a Hina from your leader effect or something. You have 3 cards in the trash, and you can play the Lucci and pop 2 costs and a 1 cost. Then for our other 2 costs, and here is where the list differs, I think, we do play 2 times One-Legged Soldier. So One-Legged Soldier is a 2k counter, so we do play 10 2k counters, while most lists only play 8. So you can play a little bit more defensive, but still this card is really good, because activate main, you may trash this character, give up to one of your opponent's characters -3 cost during this turn. So you can get this with Rebecca. No, I mean, you can play this with Rebecca's second effect. So the Tashigi is also an option you can play, but Tashigi you have to rest that character, and this character comes in rested, use its effect, and trashes itself. So you have more ways to reduce, so you don't have to rest or wait a turn. So whenever you play this on the field, you can trash it directly and then make something -3 cost. So really good card, and if not, just a 2k counter. Then for our 3 costs, we play 4 times Tashigi. So Tashigi is here as a 2k counter, but also as a pseudo blocker, because activate main, you may rest this character, give up to one of your opponent's characters -2 cost. Is it 2? Cannot see. Yeah, 2 cost during this turn. So you rest this, you give something -2, and then it's rested, so they will have to attack on this card to remove it. If else, you can just next turn use it again for free. So this card they need to remove, so it actually functions like a blocker, of course. And if not, 2k counter. Then for other 3 costs, we of course play the Hina. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. This card is insanely good, because you just use it with your leader effect, trash this card to draw 1 card. This is in your trash, so then you have a active target for Rebecca. And if you have a Lucci hand, you're totally golden, because you can then play this with Rebecca and then play Lucci and then pop stuff. And you can also just use it for attacking. Attach 2 Dawns, hit for 7, attach 1 Dawn, hit for 6, or just hit for 5. No counter. Then for our last 3 costs, we play 1 times Kobe. So Kobe is the same as the One-Legged Soldier, because on play you may trash 1 card from your hand, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less. So you can play this with the Rebecca and Arrested from your hand for free, and then you can also directly use its effect to pop something. You do have to trash a card from hand, so if you have a Hina or another card that you need in your grave, or for your Luchi or the cards that you can recycle back, definitely do that. And yeah, good card. Doesn't counter. Then for our 4 costs, we play 4 times Rebecca. So Rebecca is definitely the best card in this deck, because you can do so much stuff with it. It's a 4 cost 0 power 1000 counter blocker. On play, you may add up to 1 black character with a cost of 3 to 7 other than Rebecca from your trash added to your hand. Then play up to 1 black character with a cost of 3 or less from your hand rested. So yeah, you can do a lot of stuff with the Rebecca. Like I said, you can get the Hina when you play it. You can get the, what's the name again? The one-legged soldier. You can get the Kobe. You can get the Tashigi. All those cards you can play. And of course, if you have like 9 dons, you play this, you get a Sabo from trash that you trash with your leader ability. You can play the Sabo, draw 2 cards, discard 2, and then these cards, you have 2 blockers on the field, cannot be KO'd, stuff like that, so you can wall up definitely against the other one stuff. Then for other 4 costs, we play 4 times Lucci. Yeah, if you don't see Lucci, you lose, that's it. Lucci is the second best card in the deck. It combos off really well with the Rebecca, of course, because Rebecca allow you to reduce and your leader also, and then you have a lot of other cards that will reduce. But yeah, on play, you may place 3 cards from your trash at the bottom of your deck in any order, KO up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less, and up to 1 character with opponent's character with a cost of 1 or less. So you can only KO a 2 or less and a 1 or less. So be mindful of that. Use good math, of course, if else you will just make something accidentally a 3, and then you cannot KO it with Lucci, so then you can only KO maybe 1 target, like a Searcher or something. So be really mindful, and of course, if you have the mini in your hand, you can trash it with leader ability, get Rebecca, add it back to hand, and then etc, etc. So you can play at 10 dons, you can play the Mancheri, rest it, that's 2 dons. You get the Rebecca back, you play the Rebecca, that's 4 dons, so that's 6. If you have a Hina in hand, you get Lucci back, you play the Hina for free, you give something -3, and then you play the Lucci and you KO something, so that's 10 dons. For our other 4 costs, we play 2 times Borsalino. Only 2 times because, yeah, you will see it a lot of times. You can add it with Rebecca or with the Mancheri back to your hand, and you can reduce it. Now you can discard it with your leader ability, and then get it back, of course, when you need it. But yeah, it's a 4 cost, a 5k, 1000 counter, insane blocker, opponent's turn. This character gains 1000 power, so it becomes a 6000 power blocker in your opponent's turn, and cannot be KO'd by effects. So if you play against something that KO stuff, just play this, it's safe. And then you also have Sabo, of course, to make other stuff safe, but this is one of the best blockers. You can pump it up to 4, but you would have to cut the 2-legged soldiers, play 2 extra of these if you want to, or maybe the next card, because we do play 2 times Kuzan. So, like Fabian said, Kuzan on 3 is the best. I agree, but in this build it's so tight that I could only play 2 of them. On play, draw 1 card, and then when attacking, give up to 1 of your opponent's characters a -4 cost during his turn. So really, if they play a high cost character while this on the field, you can just remove it easily, unless they KO this, of course, with a high character, like a 9 cost Kaido or a what's the game again? It's the King or the Polly. So you can just remove it, but still, if it's 6 on the field, easy, and you just draw 1 card. Then for our 5 costs, we play 2 times Sabo. So like I said, Sabo is insanely good because you can protect your entire board. So if you play against a random Mono Kaido or Blue-Purple Kaido that they have a lot of KO effects, or against Luffy, Purple Luffy, or maybe against Katakuri with the triggers from Thunderbolt. So play this as last cards, then all your cards are protected. You can just swing and a Thunderbolt will not go live. But yeah, it's a 5 cost, 6k blocker, doesn't counter. You can also attack with it. On play, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, and any other card that you played before Sabo is protected by effects, including Sabo. So be mindful, if you play this first, all your cards are protected, but the cards you play after Sabo are not protected. So always play Sabo at the last card you play and then attack, or if you need to draw power, just be mindful of that. You could cut 1 from these Sabos and maybe play a Bartholomew, the 3 cost blocker from OPO4. So you have extra to kick counter and also just a pseudo blocker because you can play it with the Rebecca ability. They will have to kick into it if else you have a blocker for free next turn. And then also, yeah, but you can also play it on 2. But if you want to cut a card, you can cut this for a Bartholomew blocker. Then for our 7 costs, we play, of course, 3 times the 7 cost Borsellino. So this card is insanely good because with your leader ability and with with Great Eruption, you make something -3. So in a mirror match, if you have those cards and then you play this, so at 8 dons, you play this, you get rid of your opponent's card. But if not, you can just bottom deck other stuff from your opponent and then just swing for 8s or for 9s, depending on what you have. Really good card. I need to fix one more alt art. Then for the one-offs, we play 1 Mihawk. Mihawk is here because if you don't see the Borsellino and you don't see the reduction cards, you can just play this with a Ice Age or with your leader ability or with Eruption and then just bottom deck other stuff. And also just a 9 cost 9k, insanely strong, free swing, so you can bottom deck everything with the combo of your black-blue leader. And also Priya-Radha, so yeah, gotta flex. Then for our 10 cost, yeah, we play 1 Kaido. If your opponent has 3 or less lives, draw 4 cards on play. Really cool, really good card, and it's just a massive threat because it's 10 cost 12k beater, so you can just swing, don't need to attach any dons, swing, 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 and then you will definitely, defeat your opponent. Then we go into the events. For the 1 cost, we of course play Great Eruption. It's a 1 cost, main, draw 1 card, then give up to one of your opponent's characters, -2 cost during this turn. So you play this card, you directly draw a card, and then you will think, okay, I want to minus something. So thankfully you don't have to minus first and then draw, because maybe you get a card that you need and then you can combo off. Then you know, okay, I have to reduce that one. And then trigger is your opponent trashes 1 card from their hand and trashes it. So they choose a card and they trash it. So if you hit it, you can trash it if you want to go for lethal, but usually just get it back to hand, play it, draw a card, give something minus, and then just do your combo. Then we play also 2 Ice Age. Ice Age is really great, especially against Zoro, because trigger is pretty funny. I played against some Zoros and I always KO'd their cards with this from life. Usually you don't want to do it, but if you can remove some swings, sure. Trigger, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 3 or less, so you can also KO blockers. And then it's a 1 cost main, give up to one of your opponent's characters -5 cost during this turn. So giving something -5 cost, and then you play with the Mihawk or with the Borsellino, you can bottom deck everything in this game. With this and Mihawk, you can bottom deck everything, but with the Ice Age and with the Borsellino, you want to have in a mirror match, or with the Great Eruption. And then our last card, of course, we play 4 times Blazehound. So Blazehound is an insanely strong card. 2 cost, main, up to one of your leader or characters gains 3000 power during this turn. Be mindful, always declare which character you boost up and then you bottom deck. So don't bottom deck and then you will lose the power up. So you need to power up first and then bottom deck something. A lot of players misplay that. Then place up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost of 2 or less at the bottom of the owner's deck. And then trigger, return up to one character with a cost of 3 or less to the owner's hand. Never trigger this, it's really bad. Always use it just for the effect to go for game. Because you can definitely just, if you go second, you play the brand new. Then you go to 4 dons, you attach one to leader, hit for 6. And then you play this, boost up the brand new, bottom deck something, you just hit for 6 or for 7. Depends on how many dons you want to use, of course. But yeah, really good card, and you definitely want to use this to go for game. But yeah, that's the deck profile for Sakazuki. The winner deck list is known, so I don't know if anyone wants to play this one. But still, if you want to use a spicy list, definitely play this list. But yeah, guys, quick deck profile for Sakazuki. Probably everybody knows how this deck works, how this plays, because it's the #1 deck. So yeah, don't really have anything much to add. It's insanely strong. It has difficulty against Kotakuri, but still Kotakuri is one of the most annoying decks to deal with. So just play Sabos and pressure them a lot so they cannot play the 10 cost or the 7 cost, because yeah, they will definitely drop the 7 cost now every time because they cut the 8 cost Kotakuri. So be mindful of that. But yeah, that's it for me. And also you lose against Zoro. But yeah, and Whitebeard. That's it for me. If you like the video, give it a like. If you dislike, a dislike. If you want to see more content, subscribe. And I will catch you guys next video. Peace.